I am here with Rob Straharek, who you've heard all along. So we are going to talk about development. So Master Plan is a well-known builder in our area. And while I have not constructed a new home with Master Plan, I have definitely seen the fruits of their labor, and the homes that you guys have built are absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a family-owned business, and we take a lot of pride in every home.
That is awesome. So as you guys heard, Rob has definitely not a mundane past by any means as an athlete in wakeboarding, and now, a builder. Talk about fun times, right? Going from one high competitive level to another high competitive level, right?
Yeah, it's I'm a very competitive person. It could be coaching Little League baseball, or it could be on ESPN. It's all the same to me. I play to win, and the same with housing. We want to deliver the very best that we could deliver to our clients and our homeowners. When we develop, when we design, everything's done with a sense of pride, and we care about the community as well. So we want to see the community brought up as well.
Well, that's right, because you're a native of this area.
Yeah, so Boardman, Ohio, and actually everybody's from Ohio here, probably on this channel, but Boardman basically was home for me for many years, and I moved to Columbiana about 15 years ago in 2005. So I've been there quite some time now, and now Columbiana is my home.
That was pre-tax abatement, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah, my father early on, he started the company in '83, and he's always had a vision, starting with Covington Creek and the Heathers and where people wanted to be next. And we try to anticipate the anticipation of others. And so he felt that Columbiana was the next hotbed and the next good move for our company, just a place to raise families. And it's proven true. So, years later, the tax abatement is come to town, and a lot of people are interested in Columbiana, not only for the tax abatement, but when it comes time to reflect, through the pandemic, obviously all of us had time to reflect. And where do we want to live? What schools do we want our kids to go to? When we wake up in the morning, what do we want to enjoy, and how do we want to appreciate life? And Columbiana, we nickname it here Mayberry. Mayberry is a fun place to
it's the nicest place in America, isn't it?
It is. It's pretty. There's an incredible quality of a person that decides to live there, it seems like, and those people are really community focused, and everything. I've grown up with learning to your word is everything, and when you shake somebody's hand, you need to honor what you told them. And I've had many homes that I've built in Columbiana on a handshake. People I've built 2 and 3 homes for that we just said, you know what, let's sit down and have a meeting. And you can't do that anywhere else. Everywhere else is, you have documents and everything's in black and white. Down there, it's a little bit different. And the momentum, though, basically that is happening down there right now is something that I've never seen before. So not in my lifetime.
I think it's phenomenal, and I think that you tapped on a lot of the great things that Columbiana has to offer. And I will say right now, as we all know, we are in a housing shortage for the demand of buyers that we have out there, in which development is an option for people to look towards if they're looking to relocate, and if they're looking at Columbiana as a place to go, because you mentioned the people, the community, the what you have going on, the retail portion of the commercial side of everything. It's very progressive there, what they're doing to try to highlight all the amazing qualities that Columbiana has. And then, of course, you have the tax abatement, which definitely helps people out. That's about 15 years, and it is transferable.
It is. And I guess as a 30,000 foot view of all of this. The tax abatement was created for the community to rise up, basically, and to come together. And I don't know if people quite understand, it wasn't for developers, it wasn't for just home builders, it's for the community. And the reason I want to bring this up, we have Old Saybrook, we have the Back Bay around Arrowhead Lake. We just purchased another property down there, Lakefront Golf Course, and now Firestone Farms basically is part of the city as well. So there's
Yes.
all these communities that are able to sell their inventory of lots and to finish building homes. Now, with that said, that's just a piece of it. So new construction is one piece. The piece that people forget about is the remodeling side. So above $5,000, you have 12 years of no property taxes on your improvements. So something that, it's not even our business, but something one can do is to go down there and buy a home for, below the median home value of the neighborhood. And, let's say a home that needs a lot of improvement. You could go ahead and invest in that home yourself, or invest, have a remodeler come in and invest with new carpet, siding, patios, etc. And the new valuation of that home is non-taxable for the next 12 years, which is huge.
Yeah,
So,
Canfield has that going on now too. They just passed the tax abatement on renovation work in the city of Canfield. I believe it's up to $20,000. Might need to double check me.
Yeah, and I'm not familiar with that, but I do know they have it. I don't know if it's 100% or if there's a limit on it. But Columbiana is basically, get on the columbianaohio.gov and take a look at the C.R.A. fact sheet. But just quickly, I mean, there's 3 levels for residential. There is between 2,500 and 5,000. You have a 10-year abatement. But over 5,000 up to I've seen people put $250,000 in renovations in homes in Columbiana is non-taxable for property taxes, which is enormous. So if you buy a lot or a home that you want to add on to, put a huge addition on, improve, I strongly encourage people to go to the center of town and to look at the beautiful homes that could be updated. And 3 is new construction. So in new construction, it's not no property tax, but you're paying property tax only on your lot purchase. So if you buy a $50,000 lot, you're paying on $50,000. If you buy a $100,000 lot, you're paying on $100,000. But
so if you have a 3,000 square foot home on that $50,000 lot, you're only paying the property taxes for the $50,000, not the value of that 3,000 square foot home.
15 years. Yep. Which is it's incredible. Now there's another portion to that, and that is something that I believe it's important for the community, and that is there's a commercial portion. And so build outs for restaurants, for people that are doing some manufacturing or distribution, that are bringing jobs to the community. There's a C.R.A. available for that as well. And that's on a case-by-case basis. But there's been, I've heard reports of, I just heard 2 or 3 days ago, since its inception, about 35 million of commercial jobs and 140 new jobs because of the C.R.A. And there's been a number of hundreds of retained jobs, but that's important because the community needs jobs. And
yes.
And it's important that that there's a place, obviously, to go to dinner at night, and there's all of the momentum behind commercial. In addition, Columbiana, if it's gotten a little publicity, much less than I would anticipate, the park. They're putting millions of dollars in investment in the Firestone Park, and that is not to be confused with Firestone Farms, but Firestone Park is right downtown, and it's going to be breathtaking when it's done. Yeah,
it's beautiful. It's a great area now. It's just getting better.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a fun place to live. It is literally 12 to 13 minutes from 224 in Canfield. It's 10 minutes from the Southern Park Mall area.
Route 11's right there.
And the 680 interchange now in North Lima brings us even closer to Poland and in downtown Youngstown. The Turnpike gets us to Pittsburgh quickly. I'm no more than 45 minutes. I won't tell you how fast I made it to the airport, but I'm no more than 45 minutes from the Pittsburgh airport. So it's close just to just about everything you need to get to. So, but it's a community that I know a lot of people are proud to be a part of, and they're proud to serve in.
They definitely should be proud of Columbiana and all the great strides that have been made. And I couldn't agree with you more again about the whole commercial aspect being so significant to a neighborhood community as well. Even in suburbia, you still need those commercial outlets for people.
Like as an example, Town Center in Firestone Farms. It's a great place to go to have dinner at Homestead. It's a great place to have a shower. Other amenities, you have bird fishing. You have all these other little things that are important to a community, as far as whether it
I'm
be
a big
coffee
fan
shop,
of Birdfish.
the Generations Coffee. You have all these little things that make
Yeah.
it a cool place to live. The school system is great, and we are on the cusp of. There's a lot of other um, areas that are developing in town. I can't talk about all of it, but there is quite a bit moving to town. And I think it starts, to be honest, with good leadership. And we have Lance Willard, city manager, and
He's awesome.
He's incredible. He's honest and straightforward, and he goes to bat for businesses, and he goes to bat for jobs, and he cares about each resident. When somebody calls him, he calls them back, whether it be a resident, and tries to satisfy their complaint or problems. And he hears us, he hears residents, he hears businesses. So it starts there. And then I think, Columbiana has their own utilities. So for electric and water and sewer, that's also important, because they have leaders that live in town. And I think, those leaders set the standard for how, everybody's going to be taken care of.
So now that we're selling Columbiana beyond belief, what do you have available for people if they do want to build out there?
Well, Old Saybrook has a new street going in. We staked out the center line this morning. We have one lot left on Danbury Way, 2 lots left, I believe, on Radcliffe Pass, and we're putting a new street in. Firestone Farms is down to less than a handful of lots. And Back Bay is down to Back Bay at Arrowhead Lake is down to probably less than a handful of lots as well. Probably, I think, 3 lots. But one of the hidden gems that nobody really has focused on until recently, we've had the phone ring off the hook the last probably 2 weeks. We have estate lots that are roughly 1.5 acres to 5 acres, and that's on the backside of Old Saybrook. And also, we just sold our last one in Back Bay, but the backside of Old Saybrook, you have lots that have sewer and water and have sidewalks and are part of a community, but yet you can have a 2 or 3 acre lot. So that is kind of unique to that community.
So about how long from start to finish on average, because I know it's very dependent on when people make their selections and everything like that, does it take for somebody to build a home? If they're thinking about it now and they currently own and want to move up or downsize, ranch, whatever it may be, how long?
Well, it's sort of a loaded question.
Of course it is.
So Lisa, you touched on the experience you have talking about selections are important, but right now, in all honesty, if somebody's in a hurry, your selections are limited because of the supply chain shortages. So we have. As you're building, we typically build in anywhere from 6 to 7 months, call it, for a $400,000 or $500,000 home. However, some of the larger homes take up to a year. Avellino's right down the street. Those homes are typically over $1 million. That's going to take over a year to build typically. But the supply chains change for us. Picking out siding and doors and shingles and we're very limited right now, and we're also limited on the type of lumber we have, and our engineered products like engineered LVLs and I-joists. There's shortages in each industry, and when we design and when you go to the bank or if it's a cash buyer, we need to plan for decisions early on. They're typically decided earlier than you would think, because we're worried about getting the material in. So for like siding, we've had a number of homes last year that took up to 6 months to get siding in. And
wow.
Siding colors that that can't hold a job up. So we pick out as much as we can ahead of time and get ready for it. Even if we're if it's a bank financing, construction, a permanent loan, even if we're 2 months from starting or a month and a half from starting, we typically pick out your exterior and your windows ahead of time and get things ready to go.
Well, there's a lot of moving pieces when it comes to constructing a home from the bottom up, and having master plan as the team behind it and the project manager throughout the process. It's definitely an ideal situation for people. So
The unique thing for us is we have a sister companies, Master Plan Design, and we have developing companies. So we are able to, and we also draw our own homes. So we're able to draw a home from start to finish, and then provide rendering services or provide design services along the way. But Master Plan Design, a lot of our kitchen products, our countertops, our architectural elements will come through that company, and we can throttle basically throttle up the supply chain in a lot of circumstances. But yeah, we visit Bob, Paul, myself are the three owners of Master Plan Builders, and Zach, Paul's son, and we have a great team here that are at the office. You mentioned Adam before, my marketing director. He's the real deal. So he's able,
and he's patient.
Yeah, he's a good guy. But he is one of the key people here at the office that will help facilitate some of the technology, because it takes technology to build anything right now. And we're a little old school, and we believe that everything starts with the foundation and quality, and the structure is the most important thing. But besides that, people see what's inside the home, and when they actually start picking things out, we want everything that you touch and feel to be high quality. And and all of us, Bob, Paul, Zach, and myself, will visit each job every day. One of us will walk through every job every day to make sure that it's taken care of, because it's a huge investment for almost everybody that's involved. It's their largest investment.
Well, it's interesting, and I think that we should all appreciate the fact that we do have the builders that we do here, that because it is more personal for them. Not to knock the Pulte's, the Rhymes, or the Toll Houses, that you will see. Like, I know I worked with them a lot, and the custom builders were on the other end, the smaller percentage of the inventory out there. But to have this in our area, to have the developers, the builders, the creators of our communities actually live in our communities is definitely something that we should be proud of and very grateful for. So thank you very much for what you do.
Thank you. And there's one other thing just to touch on that, to take it one step further, the developments. You have Tom Makel, who, I don't know if you know him, but he's an incredible individual that is taking care of Firestone Farms, and he is the new owner that built Town Center. And just to have somebody that has that much that just cares about what his reputation and what he's building is something that is incredible to have that in Columbiana, and also in our area, to have local ownership. And then we own Old Saybrook and Back Bay, and we ride through those communities, and if there's a branch on the street, we'll get out of our truck, throw it in the bed of our truck, and and move on, because we care. And that's the national guys, you're not going to find the same compassion for people, and also the same thought process of their intentions, I guess, more monetary. So
yes, definitely. Well, thank you very much, Rob, for sticking with me and hanging out. And again, if anybody wants to look at Columbiana or at Master Plan, check out their website. Right?
We have a C.R.A. video on there that you could get more information on. We also have a cool YouTube channel that you can learn about some of the products we use. But check those out. And Lisa, I appreciate you having us.
Thank you.
If you need me again, just holler.
I definitely will. Thank you very much.
All right, take care. All right.
Bye.